Hello everyone, my name is RWBY, and with RTX 2022 happening this past weekend, in addition to getting a new trailer and sneak peek, we've learned that RWBY Volume 9 is delayed until early 2023. Here's more about why that is. And before I get any further, I will have separate news videos up soon for both the RWBY Ice Queendom anime and the RWBY Arrowfell video game. Both of those got quite a lot of news this past weekend, and I even got to play the RWBY Arrowfell demo. If you're interested, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when those videos drop. So, okay, RWBY Volume 9. It was originally not given a release date or even a release window back during RTX at Home 2021. That was early July 2021, and that would typically be when a release date would be given. Then, on August 26th that year, the co-head of animation Joey Clary announced a blanket 2022 release window. And now, from RTX 2022, held this past weekend, the release window has been pushed back to early 2023. The reason why RWBY Volume 9 has taken this long to release is because Rooster Teeth has also been working on a feature-length film that is a crossover between RWBY and the Justice League. There was a crossover comic run for the two franchises a while back, but this is an entirely new story, not an adaptation of that comic, and they are animating it in-house at Rooster Teeth Animation. This crossover movie will be released sometime in 2023. So in simple terms, it's not that RWBY Volume 9 has a massive budget problem, but that Rooster Teeth Animation also has another massive budget that they're also working through in tandem with working on Volume 9. They've known about this movie probably the whole time, and they've been animating it since November of 2021 last year. They've just had to keep the audience in the dark and give reasons for the delay that aren't really true, that don't tell the full story, because NDAs exist. They couldn't say why Volume 9 was delayed, or they would break a contract. So then the question is, why would they announce a 2022 release window if they didn't stick to it? Or why are they going back on it and delaying Volume 9 now? And the simplest answer to that is that they weren't far enough along in production to really have the foresight of what working on multiple projects would require. After Rooster Teeth split their team's workload, they chose to delay Volume 9 to avoid poor working conditions and production crunch. They don't want to overwork their team. It also ensures that the final product doesn't suffer last-minute cuts that make the end of Volume 9 seem rushed. Ultimately, this is to make sure the audience sees the best version of Volume 9. And given all of this, the head writer of animation, RWBY, called this delay a, quote, slight adjustment, at least in comparison to the large 2022 release window that they had initially announced. The plan was to release Volume 9 near the end, probably October or November of this year, around when volumes would typically air. The way that I personally interpret Eddie is that now that the production is a lot farther along, they're much more certain about what their production can actually do, and when RWBY Volume 9 can actually be released. And personally, I fully believe Volume 9 will not be delayed further than sometime early 2023. That's all I have to share about the release date. Of course, at the top of this video I did mention a teaser trailer and sneak peek footage. As far as the teaser trailer, it was a minute-long trailer showcasing many weird things and characters, including a far-wide shot of the island and its many locales. The narrator, whose voice we've never heard before, also refers to RWBY herself as the girl who fell through the world, a fairy tale you might remember hearing about in Volume 8. So, Volume 9 is very much a personal journey for Ruby Rose. In the 4-minute sneak peek scene, RWBY enters an endless, repeating forest that responds to her emotions, and she finds a talking mouse. The mouse insinuates that somebody's name is their purpose, and says that it is too young to have received a name yet. RWBY names it Little, and it says that it has never seen a human. The sneak peek ends with Little inviting RWBY to its village. This sneak peek likely comes directly after the 2.5 minutes that were showcased last year, meaning that we probably now have seen the first 7 minutes of Volume 9. Links to both the teaser trailer and sneak peek are in the description below. And that does it. As usual, if I missed anything or if more news comes out, it will be in the description along with my sources. As much as I don't like putting the word delayed in my thumbnails, it is true. RWBY Volume 9 will premiere in early 2023, likely the first quarter, and quite a bit more footage of the volume was shown, plus the announcement of a RWBY and Justice League crossover feature film, releasing in 2023. There is now so much to theorize about Volume 9, but theorizing isn't quite the point of this video. What is your favorite piece of news to come from this RTX? If you'd like to hear the news about the RWBY Ice Queendom anime or the RWBY Arrowfell video game, remember that I have news videos coming out for both of them very soon. As always, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. I'm RWBY Rising. Have a good one.